about somebody who expected you to be tolerant of their mistreatment. So this could be a boss, this could be a friend or a romantic partner. But this is somebody who has sabotaging behaviors, whether that's causing problems for other people or getting in their own way. And they expected you to kind of come along for the ride or, I don't know, be like their stuffed animal. With the Queen of Cups being in the reverse, I'm getting someone who's pulling back that loving or compassionate energy when you realize that this person has a little bit of a lot of chaos. We'll put it that way. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of 1 10. Ooh, we need more than that. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with additional information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I did reschedule the members only live stream for the Stars and Towers tiers, and that'll be Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. All right, let's start off with the Pulp Tarot and see what else we've got for you. Hello, Steven. How are you doing? What else? The Devil. This is someone who expected you to be obsessed with them, even though they didn't offer you much. It's like they had this carrot they expected you to continue to chase, but you're not a rabbit. 4 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is like, I thought that as long as I did A, B, and C, that you would never leave me. Ooh, that rhymes. I thought that you would be unable to end things or walk away or, tell me how you really feel. Maybe they felt you were just a little bit too shy. Maybe they felt like you were too accommodating or just kind of like easy to convince everything's going to be fine. But with this Ace of Wands, what I'm getting is you have turned a page. There's something that has changed for you in terms of how you interact with others. And I think you recognize codependency or toxic behavior much quicker than you used to. Oh, but magic isn't fake, my friends. I hope you're having a good day, Nicole, but you're going to want to put on your positive pants if you want to remain in the live chat, okay? Hello, Carl. How are you doing? Of what? We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, the 6 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups in the reverse. So you reject this person in favor of the peace or the quiet you want in your life, and they come back. Maybe you don't expect this person to come back. Maybe they're quite used to people always trying to make things good with them or always coming back to them, right? Hello, Sun. How are you doing? So with the 8 of Cups in the reverse, this person is making an attempt to reconnect with you, and I feel like you're rather dubious. Just kind of like, I don't know about you. What else do we have? The Hermit in the reverse. They thought you were like everybody else. But when you walk away or when you establish boundaries, maybe you block this person, maybe you just tell them face to face, I think we need to probably go our separate ways. You shock this person. They really did not expect you to walk away. I'm trying to find the nicest way to say this person viewed you as desperate enough to stay around despite not very good treatment. And they're wrong. Hello, Fate. How are you doing? Hello, Benson. Hierophant in the reverse. King of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So you go off and decide to pursue things on your own. You've ended the friendship or the connection. You're not interested in trying to, explain your morals or your principles or why you did or said what you did. You realize that those things don't matter. When you're in an argument with someone and you see evidence that they are operating in bad faith, misquoting things, ignoring your questions, manipulating what you've said, you have to ask yourself, is this something I want to continue to feed into? Because if the integrity of the conversation is not respected by one party, it doesn't matter how much truth you carry with you. It will be a losing battle because they don't care about your truth. They only care about winning. And what use of that is to you, or is that to you? Because you can't win with someone like that. And I would argue it's not even worth winning against someone like that. Hello, Red Fox. How are you doing? Hello, AIM. Okay. You can define it, or others can, however they like. I would just ask that you have a positive attitude in the live chat. Transformation, resourcefulness, and change. I didn't think you would be okay with picking up and leaving. I expected you to try to work it out even if I was not accommodating or willing to be held accountable. Procrastination. The ticking of the clock distracts me from the fact that my worst enemy hides in my mind. This is how they pictured you. They felt like you would know this is not good, but that you wouldn't do anything about it. Hello, August. Happy Friday. Hello. Is it Rython? How you doing? I hope I didn't say that wrong. Hello, Fast. How's it going? All right. Well, I'm going to put you in a timeout. I don't really care, but I also remember that there was comments like that the other day. So I'm just going to block you. Hello, 278. Hello, Avanti. How are you doing? We've got avoidance. Oh, I didn't read the gargoyle one. Hold on. In stone I'm carved, let alone in the cold, while always watching over, protecting stories untold. Avoidance. In the dance of shadows, I conceal and evade. Fear's veil keeps me distant in the dark's cool shade. So this is somebody who, with that Five of Swords energy, you were walking away from that, which is why it's in the reverse. You know how to avoid people who like to be manipulative because you've encountered that before. So they have this avoidant game that they play where they like to run away or they like to end things without really ending things because they want to see if you're going to chase. Well, they expect you to, really. All right. This is the truth is. What else do we have? I don't know, but it's okay. Hello, Bat. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day, Orion. My general take is when you have beliefs, when you have values that are really important to you, those values are called values because they make you a better person. So, those tenets or those beliefs that you hold dear should be something that enables you to, yes, be respectful of what you believe is right, what you feel you need to stand up for yourself on. But it shouldn't be a belief that you leverage to put yourself above others. At that point, it's no longer a belief. In my opinion, it becomes a manipulation. So if you want to have clean morals or beautiful principles, whatever you want to call it, if you want to feel good about those beliefs, let them make you a better person. Let them inspire you to treat others the way that they would ask to be treated, or the way that is at least civil, right? That's my opinion. Sorry, I'll get off my pulpit. Hello, Motorsports. How you doing? So, interestingly, we have self-centered. You don't say. So, a manipulative person who might be preoccupied with the interests of themselves. Yeah, so we've got somebody who may struggle to see the perspective of others, and perhaps they're rather skilled at hiding that side of themselves for a while. Perhaps they have found certain ways to delay people figuring this out about them. But once it is discovered, you can't really unsee it, right? It's like, have you ever been like at work, or maybe it's even in like your own place? And I don't know, maybe it's because you're always in the kitchen making dinner. You start to notice in the backsplash, one tile is off. Everything else follows a pattern. Everything else fits in the way that it's supposed to. But that one is like turned the wrong way, or cut the wrong way, or it's broken. You're going to focus in on that, right? You can't unsee this thing in this person. So when you think about where you want to be in 5 years, when you think about where you want to be in 10 years, it's not around people like this. So I think you get to a point where you're just kind of like pulling back, right? Because I see what you're about. Hello, Stola. How you doing? Hello, Boneface. How's your day? Okay. We can agree to disagree, right? I believe that is a core tenet of intellectualism, in my opinion, anyways. See, in my opinion, when you refuse to accept that there are things that cannot be explained by science, then you actually start to see how things work. I think you can pair science and reason with intuition and understand the world and the people around you much more efficiently than if you just try to use analytics. Because then if you're using analytics, you can never actually predict those aberrations, can you? Or those abnormalities, those outliers. Go watch Minority Report. Okay. Hello, Saul. How are you doing? That's awesome. I love that, Bat Crow. All right. Also, your name reminds me that I used to find bats much scarier than I do now. I think it's because I've seen all of those like memes, or maybe they were even reels, of bats if you turn them upside down so it looks like they're standing, and then play like party music, it looks like they're dancing to it. I like them a lot more now. Hello, how's it going, Rocket? So we've got obstacles, overcoming differences together, and victorious. You will overcome any problems within this connection. Interesting. So this is how this person views you. that you are determined, that you don't give up easily, that you have a positive, wow, that was real Minnesotan, a very like optimistic view. So you would be the type to fall in love with potential in their mind, right? You would be the type to believe them when they make promises, even though they know that they're empty promises. They feel like you are always like, rah, rah, we can do this. They don't expect you to pack it up and walk away if you are cognizant or discerning enough to recognize that you're the only one who's actually like approaching this with good intentions. They just like don't understand that. So, again, they underestimated you. This is the Gold Foil Tarot. Hello, Saroy. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Hello, Spirit Walker. Hello, Sosa. Hello, Carlos. Ooh, Lord. So we've got 2 3s right out the gate. That's interesting. Probability, I want to say, was under 1% for that. 78 cards here, and there are 5 3s. So look, this is heartbreak by being in somebody's energy. There are people out there where if you allow them to remain in your inner circle, their negative mindset, their negative choices, or their selfish choices, it's like bad air that you have to breathe because you've decided to allow them in your area. I hope I don't offend people, but I'm going to say it like this. What was it, like in the early 90s, saw a bunch of restaurants make it illegal to smoke, right? At least where I was. I think it happened at different stages for different states, right? But it's kind of like that. If you are eating and you don't like to smoke cigarettes and the table next to you lights up, 4 people light up a cigarette, it might impact your ability to enjoy the food that you are trying to consume, right? Because the air that you're breathing is impacted by those people. It's the same thing. Look, if you smoke cigarettes, you do you. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that's a pretty good analogy for what you allow in your energy. It can cause you, some stress or some problems, right? Don't allow this person in your energy if you have identified that they don't have very good intentions towards you, or they like to manipulate people, or they don't know how to communicate in an honest way. If they make a bunch of empty promises, then what does their word really mean? Look at their actions. All right, Moon, I'm going to manifest some real positive energy for you and invite you to come back to the live chat when you got some good vibes going on. If you just want to come over here and like cause some drama, I'm just going to end up blocking you. Like, good, okay? I wish you a wonderful weekend. And like I said, positivity. I think that's a fair statement, Dracula. What's up, bestie Tiana? How you doing? Hello, 300. How you doing? Oh, Lord. Hold on. We're not going to do that. We're not going to call out specific people like that. Please don't do that in my chat. I'm not cool with that. If you want to be in the live chat, please do not do that. I don't even like having the personal information for the personal questions, so let's just keep it a little bit mysterious, right? Hello, Alyssa, or Elias. Sorry. How are you doing? Hello, Jaden. So we've got the Devil in the reverse, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. When you tell this person that you are not going to accept their offer of friendship or a continued relationship, or maybe you say, I accept your apology, but I do think it's still probably for the best if we part ways, they're going to lose their mind. They're going to throw a bit of a pity party or a temper tantrum. It's not going to be behavior befitting their age, right? Hello, Porsche. How you doing? Or is it Portia? Oh, I read every day. We have the Two of Cups and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So if you have a strong connection with somebody, if you've built some really great memories with them, platonic or romantic, some people will assume that you will put up with more because of that longevity. Oh, well, we've known each other for 5 years now. You can't just like stop being my friend. You can't just like break up with me. Like we live together. They really didn't feel like you would, you know, scoop up your things and leave or block this person on social media. This is the Black Tarot. Hello, Lotus. How are you doing? Okay, that I'm putting you on a little timeout because I've asked you not to use people's full names. Please stop doing that. We've got the Queen of Spears or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. The Six of Wands in the reverse. How dare you? How dare you walk away from my fake friendship? How dare you walk away from my toxic, codependent relationship with you? That's just like ridiculous of you. I get to make these decisions. This is someone who really does not like it when they get broken up with or when someone decides they're done. They want to be the one to do that. Seven of Cups in the reverse. So it's like confirmation for you when you decide to walk away or when you are maybe even just a little bit like hesitant on accepting their apology. They, again, erupt into overly angry and argumentative energy to try to manipulate you. You're like, there it is again, that reason why I don't want to be around you. Thank you for demonstrating that I have made the right decision. Toodles. Don't be that annoying to somebody's face. I'm just doing it for entertainment value here. But when people show you who they are, believe them. This person is confirming it for you with an Act 2. Just in case you forgot how much of an a-hole I am, here it is. And they do it again. They think about themselves. They maybe resort to name calling, bringing up things that don't even make sense to bring up. All while their argument is, you should accept my apology for the very similar behavior I'm demonstrating right now that I did a few days ago. Go ahead and forgive that. Tell me you want to continue to be in a relationship or continue to be my friend and deal with it. No. That's like going back to a restaurant where I found hair in my omelet. It's probably not going to happen. First of all, I can make my own omelets. And Waffle House has never done me wrong. So, you know. Thank you, Tiana. I'm not sure. Is it... should I greet you as Bong? I'm sorry, I don't really know. Hello, Alan. How's it going? Hello, Amanda. I hope you're able to work out something there. Hello, Nancy. How's your day going? Dracula, you're killing me. We've got the 10 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 2 of Cups in the reverse. You love yourself enough to acknowledge that this kind of anxiety or like backstabbing energy, maybe even just as simple as selfish energy, is not something you want to add to the equation or include in your inner circle. So you're walking away with the 2 cups being in the reverse. This causes them to be angry, freaking out a little bit because they expected you to be more forgiving. Which isn't to say that you don't forgive them. You might actually forgive them, but you're not interested in more of the same. He's got to help. That's the type of the day. Hello, come on, or K-Man. How are you doing? It's kind of a strange way to show it, though. If you just scroll up a little bit and look at your comments. Maybe I should do like a little charm class. I'm just kidding. All right, we've got the, I want to say it's the Ace of Stakes. I should really look this up. Like, not the kind that you put, I was going to say not the kind that you put ketchup on, but then I realized that some of you might actually think that that's how I eat my steak. The kind that Buffy had. Interesting. And the 5 of, I want to believe that it's spades in this deck or daggers. It could just be the boring old swords kind. I'll look it up, you guys, I promise. But that's that sabotaging energy. This is somebody who's coming back around. They're like, hey, I know I was a bit of a jerk. No, they probably didn't even do that because that's accountability. Hey, I know that we haven't been on great terms, right? They're going to try to make it seem like it's mostly your fault. But we should probably just bury the hatchet, right? I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that we move past an issue without resolving it? I'm just curious. Is that what we're doing? Happy early birthday, Lotus. That's amazing. Yeah, Tiana, are you doing okay? I hope you used to play video games or that you still do because you're going to have some like active thumbs. Hello, Dana. How's it going? Okay, so now we have somebody who's getting defensive. Now we have somebody who is trying to make you second guess your decision because they feel like if you walk away, that impacts their reputation. This could be somebody who really doesn't like saying I'm sorry, or this could be somebody who really dislikes it if they are like seen as the reason something didn't work out. If there's a breakup with this person, for example, they would be the type to try to spread lies and kind of manipulate the truth in order to make the other person look like the problem and make it look like they did nothing wrong, right? There you go. Confirmation. Hey, Third Eye, what's up? I used the Univercat Tarot in the last reading for you, Third Eye. So we have the Empress. And Death. Yeah. Because I love myself, because I have self-worth, because I know what I deserve, I'm not willing to hang around with people who want to play mind games or be toxic in friendships or relationships. Sorry. I looked at my schedule and I just don't have any free time for losers. Don't say that. If somebody wants to be pretending to be apologetic, if they are just kicking the can down the street, like, oh, it's no big deal, and I don't want to deal with actually like what I did or said. I just want you to go back to treating me the way that you used to. That's not going to be conducive to a healthy relationship. Arguments should not happen regularly, but arguments are a healthy forum generally to air out those grievances, address things, and then become stronger after that argument. If you're not going to be working towards building a stronger foundation after an argument, then what are we really working on? A reality television show? Hmm? I mean, that would make sense then, right? Yes, I would. So we've got somebody who realizes that maybe the best decision is to just follow their intuition, acknowledge that they've seen the reality of this person. I mean, this is the hermit. This is somebody who's saying, even though maybe other people don't see it, or even though I may have been a little bit unaware of it at the outset, I have to be realistic or be honest with myself when I see this kind of behavior and back away or, protect my peace. Yes. This is the situations deck. Realization, childhood, races, or racing. So because I've known you so long, I expect you to ignore my immature behavior or my self absorbed tendencies. This is someone who's not grown up the way they should. They're slacking on the maturity. They would rather ignore what is said than actually get into what needs to happen or what they did wrong or what they need to change. Hello, Francisco. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. In a relationship with the gym. Tiana, I don't think that's healthy. I don't know, maybe it is. That sounds excessive. We've got insatiable and pressure cooker. This person's an angry person. When you decide to walk away, they're going to have a negative reaction. For some of you, this may be guidance that it's best to have this conversation over the phone. This may be guidance to keep it short. When you're dealing with somebody who likes to manipulate your words or make you out to be the problem, sometimes the best solution is silence. Then they're probably going to get mad at you for how you're looking at them. This person's mad because they can't control you. That's the most basic element of this reading. They want to be able to continue to mistreat you or be selfish and not consider your feelings, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship. And you're over here like, I'm good, thanks though. I don't want to be a part of that. You know? Yes, I think there was. So you're ready to walk away. This angers them because they can't control you, and let them be angry. That's okay. What if they tell everyone I was the problem? Let them. I used to care about that. I don't really anymore. If you want to believe somebody who is consistently manipulative about their perceptions of other people, then you're probably not somebody who knows how to follow your intuition anyways. I can't really convince you to listen to your intuition. If there are people who are going to believe negative things about you that are lies, then perhaps they don't deserve to be in your inner circle because they're not willing to actually validate, right? Trust but verify. Okay, you said this about that person. That's strange because it really conflicts with my experience with them over 10 years. So, I'm probably not going to believe what you said because I know them pretty well. Or I'm at least going to like see what somebody else's perspective is, right? All right, let's get a few from the Voyage of the Soul. Yes, people that can't control themselves like to try to control others. Mhm. What else do we have? Pathway, alive, and the universe. Whoever's come through as this Empress energy or the person who's pulling back their loving, compassionate energy, you see that there is still a pathway forward for you. It doesn't have to include this person. You know how to feel joy or happiness or pursue the things that are meaningful for you, and you have trust that when you make these decisions that are right for your mental health or for, showing that you respect yourself, that the universe will generally show you that you've made the right choice by sending you some abundance, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next